at the home track. Don't got nobody film today, so you just have to believe me on my time slips. No one will believe it, but only unless you run slow. Been a little bit since the dyno video, which I just filmed randomly. It was just random as shit. Yoast did a good video on it. I need to buy a GoPro Hero 7 with the black, the black. But we just haven't done that yet. And eventually we will. It will help the channel a lot better for you guys to actually see a lot of stuff, because I don't video nothing really, especially anymore. I haven't really videoed anything. I didn't have anybody with me at the events mostly this year, mainly by myself. Or the people did go with me, they're racing too. So we ended up going, a week? Yeah, a week later after making 410 horsepower on the dyno, on about 26 pounds. We ran 11.2, and I was like, it's definitely going to run a lot faster than this. So we turned it up, because the boost was right about 29 pounds, I believe, when we went 11.1. So I turned it up to like 29 pounds of boost, and we ended up going 10, it was 29, 30 pounds of boost. It was a lot of boost. 10, 9, 4. At 128 mile an hour, 104 and 1/8, which I was very impressed. That was cool, really cool. 7.1, which we've been there on the 11.1 pass, and the 8th. 171 60 foot, which we've been there before, as low as 169. But we finally got to 10s, which that's been avoiding us for some time now, mainly, because we have no launch control, and I've been too stubborn to hook up the Megascore 3, but I wanted to do this on the old school technology, and we ended up doing it. So I like doing things like that, the way I said I wanted to do it to begin with. But we ended up going to Beaver Friday. This is Monday, yeah, this past Friday. And Yost was there, so I figured we'll try to run a decent pass. The first pass was 11.5, which was on like 22 pounds of boost, which should have been like 25 pounds of boost down here. And because I did a test pass the night before, it was like 25 pounds. So we turned it up again. We made like maybe 24 pounds, and we went 11.4. So I turned it up like 8 clicks. Figured, 8 more clicks, which is 8 more than it should have been in it, than this down here. 4 more than it should have been. Down here, it made the 29.30. We went about 4 more over that. We went up against the local, there's a local kid up there that has a Honda guy, I shouldn't say kid. It runs high 10s is what the car normally runs. It was running all low 11s at night. You couldn't get no traction. But I was playing with my suspension and my tire pressure, and I did a little bit harder on the front on the suspension. I always have the back maxed right away. A little harder on the front, dropped the air pressure about 1/4 pound down, and we went out, snapped the axle right away. Finally caught traction and snapped the axle. It could have possibly been a 10-second pass on camera. I think it would have went 11. I think it would have went on 1.7, 160 foot, and that's what we went on in Dixon to run a 10-second pass. So, if anything, I think it would have been 11.0. But we broke it. We had the spare axle with us, and I wasn't going to take any more chances that night on breaking any more axles. So we watched a few friends from where I'm at came up with us. They had some troubles too. A buddy of mine chucked the drive line right after me. Another buddy's car just kept making all the boosts. Couldn't figure out why it wouldn't control it, because it was all manual stuff. What else was going on? That was about it. But if you want to watch the car make like 2 passes and break the axle, you can watch that. Damn bugs. Watch it on Yost's channel if you want. Yost Built. It's over there. What else was I going to tell you about? We went to a no prep event. Forgot to say about that. That was before Beaver Springs. Was off the trailer, no test hits. Road's way worse than any street I've ever been on. And I think I put the video in the beginning of this. It's a pro-charged vet. And, or maybe I put the video right here. As you guys seen there, we lost to the pro-charged vet off the trailer. Well, I didn't get the suspension right. Everyone told me it was like my local street. It's nothing like my local street. I can hook up pretty good there. So we set the suspension pretty good. We had way too much boost in it. As you guys see, as soon as I click into second gear, it just erupts in tires. We lost by a car. We were coming, but we lost. Only 1/8 mile. 1/4 mile, I think we might have been able to come around the car up top, but pro-charged vet, so he might have had some top end too, who knows. Pro-chargers usually are like nitrous and make up everything at the bottom end. But he hooked. I mean, he hooked and he bogged a little bit. Surprisingly hooked a little bit too good. If he would have sent it a little bit harder than that, he might not have hooked that good, but he might have, and he might have really beat me bad. But everyone was guessing. But we lost that. $100 buy-in. Friend bought me in. Sorry about losing that money. He ended up losing in his pro-charge Coyote too as well in the first round. It was tough. Real tough. Good event though. Had fun. They have another one coming up. I'm not going in it. We'll wait until we get the new computer and everything. We got some upgrades we want to do to this coming up. One of the first things we're going to do is we'll get a 62, 66 turbo, which makes about 40 more than the 62, 62. 840 to the wheel, 800 to the wheel should be able to make with that turbo. I'm going to talk to Precision on what AR I wanted to go with. I originally was thinking 63, everyone's telling me 82. These cars don't really rev that high, although we are in the works to maybe get that out of the equation, not revving that high, which is cat cams. I believe England, and as you guys know, we have one pulley here and we have 2 cam sprockets over here. Well, you can buy the adjustable one here, which is worthless. That's why I went back to OEM. You can adjust it, but it's going to adjust both, so you can't do it like that. Cat cams actually make the adjustments on this end so you can adjust both cams individually. Degree everything, and yeah, you can get your cam to do the best, but it's like $1,600. It's not cheap for the cam that I'm looking with. It's going to work with my motor for my car. We should be able to rev 88. I wanted to go to 8,800, and 88. He said it's definitely possible. So they made me a cam spec. Excuse me. Allergies. They made me a cam spec, and came out to be like 272s or something like that. I believe something like that, guys. You have to wait till I get them. I don't have the money quite yet for them, but we'll be getting them. But they should pick up some good power. But custom buckets, custom shims underneath. We'll work with any stock and aftermarket valve train like Fiero or just like DSM ones. But the cam should pick up a lot of power, and you can adjust it down there. That's the main thing, is being able to adjust the cam so you can actually make the power out of the cam. They're billet cams. They're not regrinds. They're billet cut cams. They're actual cams for your car. So we're going to go with those. That should make some good power. And then, as you know, we can't put no 62, 66 turbo in this manifold. It's too damn small. So we're having a guy right now. Well, we have had him making it for some time now. Hopefully it'll be out soon. Is a top mount manifold for this. And that's the way we're going to go with a top mount, because we can easily go down and out like we are, and out the fender, or come out through here, which we may do, and come right out the fender here, or out the bumper at the bottom, or out the hood. I haven't decided. We'll be doing that, and that'll be able to put the turbo manifold on. I'll give you more information on the turbo manifold after I get it made. I'm not gonna. Some people I posted on social media and asked me about it. I think I give them a little bit of information, but as of right now, I don't have mine done. So you got to wait on to see what's going on with everything and how it's gonna fit. And it should fit with power steering and alternator up front and all that. I think I will have to go to. I think it won't fit this radiator, $250 damn radiator I just put in it from Mishimoto. Probably gonna have to go with the Honda half rad and spend another $250, $300. But anyway, that should be able to hold that, and then we'll have Fiero valve train in there. We're gonna run stock valves still. Should get in talks with them very soon about running, because I have valves down there. I gotta send them to them. I'm gonna make sure they are Fiero, but I've been told these valves I have, the one got messed up. So I would need one made, or it might have been two that got messed up. But we'll see. If so, I might actually have Fiero valves on both sides. I think I do. But then we got the 10-to-1 compression, CP pistons, the powder rods, and that should make some power, 600 to 800 horsepower. And then I'm talking about RPM now. Our billet gears are be coming out soon. I have this company doing some billet gear for us. They're actually sending me the test gear. This should be cutting it, making it this week and sending it out. We'll find out. But we will have billet oil pump gear now, so we don't have to worry about shattering the oil pump gear on the Beta. I mean, that's a weak point. That's why you can't even really rev to 8,000. You can, but a lot of people have issues with it. A lot of breakings happen at 8,000 and before 8,000. Especially if you're like me and you're going to daily drive it. You want the extra protection. So we're waiting on that gear to come so we can test that gear and make sure we can get back to them and tell them how much flow it's producing and everything like that, making sure everything is perfect with the gear before you guys can buy it on the market. And you guys might be able to buy the top mounts as well. I think he's going to do that, but we're going to wait till mine's done and see how you guys like it. And you guys got want information on that, or if you guys want information on the oil pump gears, I'll be giving that in a video coming soon. But then you're going to, some of you probably are thinking, well, how are you going to hold all this power? You know, because I'd like to get 600 to 800 horsepower, 6 on pump, E85, and then E85 or E90 race fuel will go to 800. I think we can go more than that, but we're not pushing it right away, guys. We're not going to push it right away. Work our way up. But we're going to go give Dry Shaft Shop a call and have some custom axles made. 1,000 horsepower is what we're going to need. We're running 15-inch slicks right now, which is not ideal for what we're trying to do, which is run some pretty good times. I got an idea of using the LC knuckles accent. LC knuckles, the LC brakes and rotors. Buy some better rotors for it, or disc, or whatever you want to call them, and some good brakes. And we'll have those, and they'll be smaller on the front. And they'll be 4x100, so we can have all the wheel options in drag racing, because all the Hondas got all the options, which they're 4x100. So we use those wheels, and those knuckles should bolt up to the tie rod and everything. We'll have to figure out what the suspension, you know, once we take it to the alignment is where they're going to be able to tell us this is possible or not. You know what I mean? So we'll find out. Hopefully we can do that, guys. Then we can run a 24.5 by 10 wheel, or we might have to go to a 9. I don't know, 8.5 maybe even. But we'll figure out how wide a wheel we can go. Ideally, we want to go 24.5 by 10. Then we can have all the grip. And then with the drive shaft axles, they're not going to break. But then a lot of you now are definitely probably thinking, how are you going to hold all this power with a stock transmission? Well, got in touch with somebody else, Power Engineering in Australia, and having them build me a custom gearbox. Yeah, that's the game changer for next year. Everybody else has all the other parts I talked about basically on their car. They've done it before, top mounts and the pistons, and with my knowledge, I'm the only one with 10-to-1 pistons. Someone else said they had them, but I don't know. Who knows? But the whole built engine. I don't think a lot of people have the built cams like I'm gonna have, but they have. You can get that, and but not many people have been able to get a straight cut gear set dog box. Well, I have the option of getting the dog box. We're getting the straight cut gear set Shinko mesh, H pattern still, 4-speed transmission, no more 5-speed, 4-speed tranny. We'll do about 50 mile an hour first. Second gear we'll do about, I think it's closer to like 80, 77 mile an hour or something like that. 118 in third and 161 in fourth. And that's at like, I think 8,500 or 8,300 RPMs. So with the added 88 that I'd like to go, we might be able to squeeze a little bit more off that. So high 160s should be able to put me in the low 9 seconds. Possibly, I'd have to look into it more, but I'm pretty sure you can get an 890 high 8s, guys, off 160 to 165 mile an hour. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look at everything, be positive. I don't want to tell you guys something I can't do, but 8s is not the goal right now. May never be the goal. My goal is 999 and have a reliable street car. But the possibilities there, guys, I'm definitely going to push it and see how far we can eventually take it. I'm only going to push it to where it's still fun. I don't mind breaking stuff, but if it's costing me like $2,000 in axles and a few $1,000s in engine repairs each year, I'm not really into it, guys. I may do it 1 or 2 years and try to hit that number and take it back. But once it comes not fun, you know, we're going to build the RSX. The DC5 all-wheel drive build will be in full effect. I'll be honest with you, we may even just get this to the 9s and stay there for a little bit, work on the DC5 for a little bit, and then come back to this, maybe with a new game plan and go deeper. But I don't know. I might just keep trying to push it all together, guys. I got a combination, I think, coming that's going to really, you know, help. We can get a manifold too. And was it Gelato Racing or Gelato, or I'm saying it wrong, from Puerto Rico, with a bigger throttle body, and we can get bigger piping, and yeah, we can do a lot of stuff with this even too. But I have a friend that bought one, so I'd love for him to do a dyno session with it, but he doesn't have one of these. I'd love to be able to bring him this manifold, watch it on the dyno, and put this over on it and see what it does. Like, what is the difference? Is it worth $2,000? Is it $2,000? Yeah, I think it's $2,000 for all billet one. That's, I mean, this is billet. $2,000 for an all billet, and then $1,600 for a partial billet. But it would be nice because you can get the 2 rows for the injectors, but that would be if I was going to try to push like 1,000 horsepower, which I think maybe one day I'm really curious of wanting to do 1,000 horsepower on one of these. Also with the transmission from Par for about 1,600 Australian, I can get upgraded billet forks and the dog sliders to have a dog box. So we may go that route very soon too. But I wanted to keep the synchros to the street drive. You know, guys, I want to street drive this thing, 1,600 horsepower, 9-second street driven Tiburon. You know, from March to December, or weather permitting, either way, you know. I like to drive this car. Sometimes we can drive clear up into Christmas now. And if we got the weather, I like my car to be running and driving Christmas Day even. The last 2 years, we haven't been able to do that goal. So, hopefully it don't snow this year and I can drive my car on Christmas Day. That would be cool. Been a crap year, but we got 10 seconds this year. And we got some parts this year coming. Yeah. I've had a lot of downs this year that I haven't shared with people, but I'm starting to have a lot of ups too. So the car stuff, I like to always show you guys the ups and downs of that, because it takes a fight to do this, guys. It's not easy. A lot of people think that drag racing's easy, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It takes a lot of money, takes a lot of passion, takes a lot of dedication. And when you're doing a unique, working with a more of a unique chassis, like the Tiburon is, you're figuring out a lot of this stuff by yourself. Like most of it. Some of it was there before, but you got to figure out how to make that better, because that's 20-year-old technology, 15-year-old technology. And I proved that we could do it still on old technology. This car there's nothing on this car that's new. I mean, the turbo's new, and like the adjustable fuel pressure regulator and the wastegate, things like that are new. But you could buy all that kind of stuff in the early 2000s, like the ECUs 2000, early 2005 MS model. I mean, 15-year-old technology, guys. And we all know how a 15-year-old computer works. Slow. So there's a possibility we could still push the stock platform pretty good, because we're still building the silver car. I mean, a lot of you might have forgot about that car, but the weather is just finally getting cool, guys, and I don't like working in the heat. So when it's cool weather, I get work done. As long as it's not snowing, I can get it done. And I don't like 30-degree weather, but if it's 40s, 50s, 60s, guys, that's my kind of weather. I don't sweat the whole time. Don't make me aggravated. But we'll be putting this whole setup, basically, not the air ram, but like the turbo manifold, the turbo, and probably the radiator, because it's probably not going to be able to stay, and this pressure regulator, because we need to go, this one goes to like 90 or 100, and we're probably going to have to go higher than that, because we're allowed to have pretty high fuel pressure with the boost reference. But who knows, well, this might be good. I might be able to keep this, because I have another one. We might keep this one here, and if it becomes a problem, we'll change it. But we're going to go 8 a.m. fuel line, a few other things. I'm actually going to take the way I did this fitting here, and I'm going to move it over to here. It should have been done like that to begin with. Over here, it'll be perfect. I don't know why I didn't do that. You can buy a stubbier ones to put in here, so that's the way we're going to do it. And, yeah. Go from there. Good bit to do. We got to cage the car, guys, or else we can't run at the track. We're going to have to change the suspension, which I'm not going to be able to do this year, because we got too much money going everywhere. And I'd love to get my DC-5 at least running on stock motor again, because it does make almost 500 horsepower. I mean, that'll be a fun car to drive around, since this one's going to have a lot of money in it, and I'll still drive it around. But it'd be nice to cruise in the DC-5. A little bit more luxury, too. I don't know. Well, Mega Squirt 3X will finally go in. It has to go in. We can't make no cut. We're done messing around finally with this. I got to get that done. Yeah, basically, guys, that's a lot of stuff to do. And we're going to try to do it all before April. I'm going to be racing in April. All this done by April. So it's kind of a tough goal. But I got to count on other people on some of the things, like the manifold and transmission. The transmission I bought a month ago. Never told no one about it, but a little over a month ago I bought that. So transmission is going to be a game changer. Never know. Maybe we'll see 9-second Tiburon next year. Future looks good after that. Maybe we'll get an 8-second, but 8 seconds is way ahead of our time right now. 9 seconds is the goal. 999. But we gotta cage it, and we got a lot of stuff to do. I don't know if we'll be able to do it all or not, but we'll try. The cage I'll probably wait to get done last, which is kind of maybe a little stupid. But I don't know. If everything's out of the car and I got the money for the cage, I'll take the cage and get it done. I got to find someone that's going to be willing to make me a custom cage. I can't buy no pre-bent stuff, so